welcome to the Trophy Trust, a weekly podcast for the PlayStation Trophy Hunters. Now, I'm this week's host, and that's Clary88, and I'm joined here by Daze, the Zeal.
Hello, everyone.
We got PT Void,
Hey, good evening.
and the most requested member of the podcast so far by chat, the Vectronic. So we welcome him back. We gotta welcome him back.
Most lively of us.
Yeah, that's it.
For sure.
The most requested as well, like I said, as per the YouTube comments. So we got him back. We
Are
secured
you sure
these.
it's not just Vec making loads of different accounts and just requesting himself?
We have yet to research into that.
No.
That will be confirmed in next week's episode.
I did
It'll be
not.
confirmed
I
in a
did
segment
not.
in next week's episode. I can promise you that. We'll address that very question then. But for now, at the moment, we're just going to move on to the next section, and that's what we've all been playing. So I'm really interested to know what you guys have been playing. So I wanted to ask Vec, because he's obviously the most requested. So I think everyone's waiting for him to take over the mic here now. What have you been playing, Vec?
I've been playing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax for the PlayStation 3.
Going back to last gen, huh? Giving it a bit of love.
I've been wanting to plat that game for so long, and I haven't done anything regarding it. And now I got the confidence after I decided to boost with someone. I have to thank Sizzling because praise be because I actually got that. I got all the online trophies. I'm just waiting for the last one, which is the complete all challenges for one character, and after that I can just send that game off and then keep playing it again with more people.
Yeah, so that's an online trophy on last gen you're trying to tackle, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
dear.
a bold one to try and attempt. Going back to last gen and trying an online trophy. What's the servers like on that game?
Empty. I can say there are still few people around, but the mostly every server is just dead. The only people around are people who are friends. They know each other. They're pros what they do. A lot of people who main kanji, which is weird. And then when you play against him, you just get wrecked. It is a PS3 game, and yes, that's what I expect to be completely empty.
Is this something you relied on the sister server maybe to do, our partner server?
Yes, it was Cicely. I sent a request over there, and I got a response from Cicely, and he wanted to do the online trophies as well. So I helped him grind those trophies, which is a pain in the ass, to be honest. I had that problem with back in 2015 when I originally bought the game, and I still had problems even when playing. And we had to rank him up until rank C, which was really, really, really dull. But now I got that all over. And
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those people don't know anyway, we have a kind of partner server here, and it's very well catered to last gen and also this gen, but like grouping up with similar people who want to get trophies for servers who are literally dead. So if you think you want to go after some old platinums on the old gens and you want to look for some active boosting community, they're a good bunch of guys to go to and get stuff done. But we're going to move on to the next guy here because I think we've all got a lot of games to be playing. So I wanted to ask Dazeal, what have you been playing this week?
Well, mainly I've been focusing on the one of the newer games of recent, Hellblade. In fact, I platinumed it just this afternoon, a few hours ago. Really like it. I really like it. It's got such a God of War vibe to it. It's sort of a light hack and slash, if you will. It's quite simplistic in terms of like the combat. It's nothing too complex. It's dodging, parry, block, just but don't get me wrong, not in a bad way. Like the combat is solid. It's really enjoyable. And we spoke about the trophy list last week. We were sort of we looked at the list and we read out the trophies, and we were only kind of guessing as to what the trophy descriptions could mean, such as challenges and whatnot. But I can say that other than just one single trophy for these collectibles in the game, everything is automatic. It's a very low difficulty platinum. The only collectible in the game are these sort of I won't go into detail too much, but they're basically like stones that you interact with, and they tell an audio story. They kind of fill out the lore that the game is based in. And there's 44 of them to collect throughout the whole game. Most of them are actually, the game is quite linear. Most of them are in the main sort of path. Only a very few are off and hidden, just out of view. I used a video guide to make sure I didn't want to miss any, because there's no chapter select at all. You have to do the game from start to finish.
So unfriendly kind of trophy.
Yeah, I have read that the collectibles do there's the lore. I'm not sure what they're called, lore stones or something like that. They do carry over, but finding the ones you missed are very tricky, because it doesn't sort of track the ones, and also it's that type of collectible where you have to get to the next checkpoint for it to count as collected as well. So if you die, you have to collect them again.
How many of them is there out there?
44.
44. Oh, wow, that's a big number.
Yeah, spread throughout the whole game.
Yeah, it only takes one to miss it and have to go through it all again, really. And
Yeah,
you probably end up getting the platinum halfway then.
There is a kind of tracking system. It's kind of a visual. When you look at these lore stones, there's like a ring around them, and it has runes, and each rune represents one you've collected, and they turn from red to white when you've collected them. So there's 44 of these runes in a circle, and they turn white clockwise as you collect them all. So there is kind of a way of tracking in a sense, like, so you can see what you're up to. Each lore stone has a different rune on it, so you can sort of expect which one is next on the list, or on the dial, or whatever you would like to call it. But other than that, there's no combat trophies or anything like that, which I'm a little bit disappointed about, really, because I thought there would have maybe been some combat trophies, but it's not really about the combat, the game. I don't really want to go into detail about the game. You have to play it. I really recommend it.
Story-based experience, from what I've heard. Really.
Yeah, it's definitely story-based experience.
Emotional
for sure.
kind of thing. Now, there's only actually
Absolutely.
15 trophies in total, so it's not like a large.
Yeah, there's no
trophies,
bronze.
but
It's just gold, silver, and platinum.
Interesting.
Wow.
That's the type of game I definitely probably would have picked up on launch, typically, but I've just got such a backlog here now. I've just decided, all those kind of games can wait, as good as it is. So I'm glad to hear it's an easy list, and it's a really, really good game as well. So and a platinum. So I mean, there's no excuses for not really kind of turning in and experiencing those type of games in my own mind. I'm really going to look forward to it, definitely, once I clear a little bit of backlog. So just want to move on there now to Void. I wanted to ask what you've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of PlayStation Vita this week. I've been playing Terraria.
You're new to the platform, isn't that right? You just got to be really kind of relatively new, so you've got a huge backlog of stuff to go through.
Yeah.
You gotta Vita. You gotta Vita.
You're gonna stock those platinums very, very easy.
Yeah, I envy you, actually. Coming in new to the Vita, there's so much to play, so many good games, and
it's so nice. Like I bought the Vita with no game, and I got like 25 games already there that I could play, because I've been stacking them just by playing on PlayStation, and there's a lot of cross-buy and different stack too. It's pretty cool.
I was gonna say, if you were smart and you were purchasing PlayStation Plus games, Vita games all the way up until now, you probably could have the whole entire library at your disposal.
I got a lot of it. It's pretty cool. So I got the best boosting session ever on Terraria. I don't have any credit to take for that platinum, but just pretty cool. It's really, really well organized. Like the trophy get for Terraria, say like 200 hours, something like that, and you can do it in 10 hours with the boosting. So I think that's something similar you can do with Minecraft too. But I never platinum Minecraft, where like people, if they already have the stuff, they can just drop everything for you and you got them. Plus, I've been playing Titan Souls, and I've been cursing a lot and getting my ass kicked, but I got the platinum.
That's an 8-bit Shadow of the Colossus, isn't it? That's what I understand.
There's the PlayStation Plus free game on Vita, I think a couple of months ago. Like 8-9 months ago, something like that.
Great, sounds awesome. So a lot of games then across that Vita platform. That's what's keeping busy this week.
And those games, like the 8-bit platform, they play so well on Vita compared to like on the big TV. Like I feel it doesn't fit well to have this 8-bit on TV. Like Blasting Agent, it's so nice on Vita, but on TV it's look like horrible.
Yeah, I was playing on my
Yeah,
4K TV.
the
Horrible.
Yeah.
the Vita does definitely lend itself to platformers a bit better. I find they're just more comfortable to play, especially like retro style ones. They seem to be a really nice fit for the Vita
Yeah,
anyway.
definitely.
Even from platformers, visual novels, RPGs, it's like the best system for all three of these. Imagine playing, let me see, Final Fantasy in a handheld. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Certainly.
it's perfect.
It's definitely a really good platform for any kind of serious trophy hunter to have to add a few and stack a few different profiles on it because you can definitely make it up. And from what I've known since it launched, Vita fans are some of the most intense, extreme fans out there. I mean, they really, really love the platform. They love it more than the Sony do. I think so. They're probably the ones that kept it going.
Definitely.
Well, the Vita's got
Um,
really high attach rate anyway. Tons of
yeah.
people buy tons of games on it. But just going back to what Vec mentioned, visual novels. I'm not a fan. I've played one before on Vita and I was just bored to tears. It's not for me.
Which
Me either.
one?
Oh, I
All of
can't
them.
even remember
We're
it.
on board of all of them. No,
I
I
honestly can't remember it. I can look it up actually really quickly. I've got my trophy list here.
PlayStation Plus one maybe was it?
Yeah, it was definitely on PS Plus because I'd never buy one. That's for
I,
sure.
Was it
I have
Virtue
a few
Times
recommendations.
Dilemma? Is that it? By any chance?
Sorry?
Was there something called Times Dilemma? Isn't there a game like that? That's a visual novel that came out
Code
ages ago.
Realize, Guardian of Rebirth.
Ma-
Oh wait, I know you're right.
it's
Oh, I was
Not a
bored,
fan of
so
those either,
bored.
yeah.
Not for me. People
I
like
can
them,
give
fair enough, but not for me.
I can give you a few recommendations of good ones.
No, thank you. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to play my first visual novel on Vita. I haven't bought them yet. I have a couple of them on my wish list, and I'm waiting to get some good price because I find them a little bit expensive. Like if you don't like them, paying like the $50. Like I'm waiting for the price to get a nice sale, just in case I don't like it.
Yeah,
Come
definitely, of
on,
course. Well,
play Dangan.
well, I heard a lot of things about that, but moving on now, I just want to go and talk a little bit about what I've been playing, and I haven't really changed that much because I've realized that I'm playing a lot of Elite Dangerous, but there's multiplayer online trophies, and like I swear, the online is dead even a month after launch. You can see the same like 10 to 20 people log in every day and try to get matches against each other. It's that bad. So what me and a group of other people from the Elite Dangerous Discord, we've PlayStation 4 users, we've all just basically log in every night and try to level each other up to the maximum level. Because if we don't do it now, you'll never ever get it done. Essentially, if we don't all band together right now and get it done, we're never ever going to get it done. So I haven't been playing any other game until every single night. I've been playing 2 or 3 hours with these guys, just trying to level off the online stuff. Because I know I can do the single player stuff under my own time. If I don't take the time to do it while I have this boosting group, I'm never going to get to platinum, you know?
Yeah, that's
That's
horrible. It's a big mistake from the dev to put online mode if it dies so fast.
Oh, it is terrible, and we all had to boost like because it's very very hard to like win a death match in a space dogfighting game where the controls are very very hard for like a controller and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So we all basically helped each other win the matches and stuff like that. But now we have to basically go to level 50, which is the maximum level in multiplayer. You know, we all love the game and we're all kind of having a laugh, and that makes it easier. But we all realize that if we don't get it done now, we're never going to get it done. That kind of ties into what's every trophy hunter's nightmare, which is online trophies where the communities die out. But this game only came out on PlayStation 4 last month, and I can tell you guys, like, even just for winning 10 death matches or winning 10 team death matches, there's in PlayStation profiles, the top 50 hasn't been filled out yet. That's how little people are playing, you know?
It's a real
at
shame
least
when
you will get the ultra rare.
multiplayer trophies become like a burden, basically,
Yeah.
or a chore, because either the community's dead, the community hasn't been established, or the it's just not fun. Basically, it's just a non-fun multiplayer, and it's just a drag to play.
A
So
really
people
funny
avoid it.
thing we were talking about with the other guys there tonight, which is kind of ties into this kind of the whole meaning of this podcast essentially as well, but it actually extends to the Xbox achievements now. Elite Dangerous came out on Xbox first, and there was Xbox achievements, so a lot of trophy hunters were gonna compare that list to the trophy list and thought that was going to be the exact same. The trophy list on Xbox is way worse because you have to win 250 matches. 250 matches
Hell.
is absolutely crazy. Like it's beyond crazy. But like, and we don't have to do that on. There's no trophy like that on PlayStation. It's just a max level and a few other things. So we did get really lucky. But like, I mean, for those guys who want to get 100% on Elite over there, like that was just crazy. But I was very, we were all very relieved. But it's very interesting that there was a difference between the achievements and the PlayStation trophies. I'd love to know what they were thinking about that. But that's all I've been able to do this week. 'Cause like I said, if I don't get it done now, I'm never gonna get it done, and I'll never have the platinum. So that's me, stuck in a rut.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Nice.
That's it. Well, that kind of
Anyways.
goes through everything that we've played for this week. So I wanted to go over to the news section, and the Vectronic is going to take over for that bit.
Woo! This week has been full of surprises, which is actually pretty nice for once. So we're gonna start off with, well, mostly we already. I don't know if we already spoke about this last week, but Undertale. The game came out, and it has one of the most easiest platinum trophies we already seen, and it has glitches. We're gonna about to talk about that.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of glitches. I think on the items, people there's like 3 trophy that is get an item, get 2 items, and get 3 items, and like people get the 3 items, get the trophy, but then the 2 items. But they already releases 2 patches, and in the patches, it's not written that they fix exactly the trophies, but it's written that they fix some bugs. So I don't think it's such a big of an issue because on PSN profile, like the trophies have more than 80% completion rate. So I think like even if you want to get 2 items, I think it's quite fast to just start another playthrough and do it again, or like erase the data and start
I
again.
did see a few people with the platinum trophy already on the day it came out this week or last week or whenever exactly it was.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that they've sorted the patch out because I bought it yesterday. I haven't played it yet, but I have loaded it onto my PS Vita. So it's good to know that the patch is out
Yeah.
to address any of the problems.
Is it a
But,
shared
yeah.
trophy list? PS Vita and PS4?
Yes,
not
it's
sure.
shared.
Yes,
Yes,
says
it is.
shared.
For those who
Unfortunately.
want to know.
No, that's fine. It's just more. I look forward to some game when I've got it lined up on the Vita anyway. If there's a game on both, I will generally try and go for the Vita just to do something different, just to have something on the platform to play because we're in the winter years of the PS Vita now, and for me, speaking just personally, there's not much left to play on it because it's a lot of like JRPGs and visual novels that we spoke of, and a few other bits and bobs that are just really not for me, for my taste in gaming. So for me, it's winding down for sure. So when little games like this come out, I'm more than happy, excited even, to get the Vita out and start playing it again because I really do love the Vita. It's a great handheld. We've been saying this for so many years
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the same, trying to buy them on Vita, so at the same time it's encouraged the sale of the Vita, where the game is just cross-buy and it doesn't
Yeah.
cost me anything to just buy
I'm
it.
gonna pick up a Vita. I was a Vita owner and I did love it, but I had to sell mine for unfortunately due to life reasons. But I always said that I would pick one up, but once I did actually kind of get some money from my job, I just started going forward, like buying PlayStation Pros and TVs and VR and stuff like that. But I'm definitely like Darren said, it's kind of coming to the end of its life, so I'm gonna pick one up soon enough because there's still a few games that like for example, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is my second favorite game of all time. I have the platinum on PlayStation 3, and I was like midway through the platinum on PS Vita, so that's still on my trophy list unfinished. I definitely love to go back and take the time and do that, you know. And the Vita, the quality of the Vita, it's still, even to this day, I think it's still fantastic. You know what I mean? It hasn't decreased in quality. I don't think the type of games it can present.
Speaking of which, another thing that came out for the Vita is Bard's Tale Remastered and Resnarkled. It's the new top-down RPG that came out, I think it was yesterday or the day before, for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita. Both. What do you want to talk?
Interesting. So it's only just come out yesterday. I've never heard of the game, so it's top
It's,
10.
I had
uh,
heard of it, but never investigated it.
Okay. Have you ever heard about this one beam? Because it says in the front, If you want to see something ugly in a monster, look behind the disc, in the front of the disc, and you flip it over and it says, "Oh, it's just my reflection." That's that game. It's
Yeah, I
called
have heard of
Bard's
that.
Tale. It's called. It came out on the PlayStation 2. It has nothing to do with the original PC port that came out in 1987. I'm not so sure about that one, but it's a PS2 classic, and it's really funny if you like that type of humor.
I may investigate it. I will have a look. What type of game is it? Like,
Okay,
I
so
don't
it's
know.
a top-down RPG. You play as the bard. The unique gameplay aspect of the game is that you can be either nice or act snarky. So you can play allows the player to change the outcome of many of the situations by designing how do you want to respond, and the player doesn't know exactly what the bard will say, but you will choose between the two buttons. So let's say there's a situation early in the game that it's very funny. There's like a barmaid that you can either seduce or get kicked out by yourself. So if you pick the nice option, you get kicked out of the bar. If you pick the snarky option, you get to sleep with the barmaid. It's something like that.
Okay.
Just seen the trailer just been posted here now for anyone who's going to be watching this over there on YouTube. It looks interesting.
Yes.
I
Yes,
will definitely
indeed.
check it out after. You say it's for you say it's on PS Vita?
PS4 and Vita.
Oh well, I'll definitely have a look after this podcast. See if it piques my interest. Maybe do we have a in-depth look at the trophy list
I
for it?
have not. I have not done that yet.
I don't
I
think they
think
posted. I don't think they posted the trophy list yet.
let me
Huh.
see it. No, because the game came out.
Oh, it's out live, so it should have been added.
It came out already. Oh, I watched
Yeah,
it just.
it came out.
Oh,
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Bard's Tale.
All right. Well, we can save that for the new trophy section then.
Okay.
Yeah, is there any
I'll
other
post it right
news
here.
this week?
Besides that, we got news on Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy coming on PS4, and good news, everyone! It stacks. It stacks, so you can get it
For
on the
list.
PS4 and get that trophy list.
Same trophy list as PlayStation 3. Doesn't require all the collectibles, so it's going to be very easy. For those who
Yeah.
played it back then. I did. I never
Yeah,
played it on PlayStation 2, so my PlayStation 3 was the first entry into the series. I love the first one, so I did
Yeah,
play
the
that.
first one I really enjoyed. I platinumed it on PS3 and PS Vita as well. The Vita version was a pretty shoddy port, to be honest. It's
Oh,
the
I heard the
camera is
frame
really,
rate is like 20.
yeah, it's
Shit.
it's really poor. I played the Vita version first actually and platinumed that, and then when I went to play the PS3 version, I couldn't believe how smooth the game was in comparison.
Yeah.
But then I tried the second game on Vita, and it just sort of doesn't really interest me. The style of the
So
game
different.
changed.
It's like Final
Yeah.
Fantasy VII mixed with Jak, and I wanted the Spyro Jak at the first one, so I didn't
It's
even get to finish the second one, honestly.
Yeah, not
Um,
for me. The second one, I did try it, but just couldn't get on with it. So
So dystopian, dark, kind of.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
it was like for someone who didn't play it on PlayStation 2 and didn't know what to expect. When I played the first one, I thought it was like Spyro or one of those classic platformers that we all love, like Ratchet and Clank or something like that.
Mm.
And I thought, oh great, this is a series for me now. And then I went straight into the second one, and I felt like I was playing Final Fantasy 7. I was like, what the hell's going on?
it'll be my
That
first try if I start playing Jak and Daxter. Never played that because I didn't have a PlayStation 2, so it's a game that I
yeah.
will have to try for sure.
It
You
came
can
out
never
on the PS. It came out on the PS3 and Vita with the trilogy, and now with the PS4, it's the fourth game, Jak X Combat Racing, which has nothing to do with the main. Well, yes, it's canonically linked, but gameplay-wise, it has nothing to do with the series. It's completely different. It uses mainly the car controls from the third game, so it's just playing racing all day. And it has a story, so you can play that as well on the PS4.
Be interesting to pick up those two games. And they are, well, you get the first one for as a pre-order for Lost Legacy, isn't that right?
I
Yes,
think
that's
it's just
correct.
a PS2 emulated game on PS4, isn't it? It's not like a remaster or anything like that.
I think it's a PS2 to PS4. I don't think it's just a
Yeah,
complete remaster. I have no
touch-ups.
idea.
It's like the Grand Theft
Okay.
Auto games, no touch-ups, I think. Just straight to it.
Yeah.
I don't know
Anyways,
whether I'd be tempted to do it for a third time. I mean, there's a few really frustrating parts in that game. Some of the hover bike bits and a few of the platforming sections, especially in the very later game in the sort of mechanical citadel kind of final, very, very final area. There's some really frustrating platforming parts in that bit. So I think I might not dip for the third time. I think I may pass this time.
I can see myself picking up for really, really cheap in a sale, and because I only played it once, like years and years ago, I think I probably will do it again.
Yeah,
That
that's
could
okay.
see me.
I'll never say never, but right now it's a no. But yeah,
Yeah.
if I see a sale of PS2 classics on PS4 and it's a couple of quid, like how I picked up Destroy All Humans a few weeks ago, and that was like £3. If it's like something like that in a couple of months' time or next year, fair enough. Maybe I will. But
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure it will
for right
be.
now, no thanks. I'm good. I can still have memories of getting really frustrated on the hoverbike parts. So yeah.
Okay. So we got two more news articles. Which one want to hear first? Life is Strange or the new updates for the PS4?
Well,
Which
let's do
one?
the PS4 updates because we've got someone here who can just get straight into it because someone here is in the beta program.
Okay. So the key features right now are 5.0 system software. We got Family on PSN, which allows you to be family managers and have individual parental controls. We got a new friends list management, which allows for custom lists. We got broadcast feature update with now you can link communities to broadcasts. We got PSVR update on the broadcast. We can now display messages to spectators and the spectator comments. Then we have a new PS4 Pro update, which is the 1080p 60 frames per second streaming on Twitch.
Mm.
New messages improvements. We can now share music via messages. You can listen it to the app or on the messages, and now you can leave several groups at once. New notification updates that you can disable pop-up notifications while watching a movie, which were strange that it didn't bundle in when it came out, but okay. Um, Turn off message previews, and now you can change the color to the pop to white to black, which is amazing because now you can have sexy black from the PS3 era. And then we have new messages on the quick menu, which is the check notifications under a quick menu, a new leave party option on the quick menu, and now you can see the time on the upper right hand corner when you press the PS button. After that, some miscellaneous, which is surround sound on the PSVR, improved tournament brackets, and new system language updates.
Well, I don't know about you, but the biggest addition in this update for me definitely has to be the one standout feature, that clock in the corner. What an inspired addition to the UI.
Can we just get a
Amazing.
clap? Can we get a clap for the guys here for including that? That's fantastic.
Personally, I mean, because it's still in beta, is these definitely 100% the final features? They've said these are the details of what's being added, but have they said this is the final features for sure? They're not going to add anything else once the beta is over.
I have
I don't
a.
know. Is it the first time they do a beta, or they did a beta before for other
I've
like?
done
Oh,
loads of betas.
they've done loads of betas.
Yeah,
If
this
you're
is
in
Okay.
the
my
beta program, you're getting
third
invited.
or
Yeah.
fourth one, I think, even though just on the PlayStation 4 era.
I don't know. I don't want to sound like ungrateful at all because this is all free updates, but it's kind of underwhelming. This update. It sounds more like of a tidy up of certain features and a few little
Yeah,
visual adjustments to the UI. Nothing major really, except if you. I suppose the 1080p 60 frames streaming on the Pro is kind of major, really. If you're well into, if you're on Twitch or the other services and you're well into it. Um, that could be considered as a major update. But for me
Yeah, but
personally,
I think it's not for a lot of people neither. It's for
no.
streamers that have
I
the
don't think any of
PS4
the
Pro.
features are, to be honest. Like for a new numbers update, like unless
Yeah,
they're hiding something, it's just like a
possibly.
stability software update or any one of those things that could be added every week, and you wouldn't doesn't need any big fanfare. You know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
have it, I have it on my PlayStation. I've been using it. The only thing that I've seen that is any good is changing the trophy brackets back to black. So because I like the trophy pop-ups to have black, but that affects all notifications, and it's really nice. I showed a picture on Twitter where it showed it's added a blue kind of effect to it, as the blue line that's actually on the original PlayStation 4. It's
Mm.
kind of neat. The UI looks or seems to go a little bit faster, but that could be just my perception. I'm not too sure. Honestly, I
We
couldn't.
could,
Not just able to tell.
well, when a new update is installed, doesn't it sort of not reformat, rebuild the database? So it could kick out any of the old temporary files and make it run a little bit snappier.
Certainly could. Well, also what I noticed is when you go into the settings and you go to account management, you'll have your profile picture beside it in the actual settings. Also the messages feature is pretty much done a lot better. If you're watching this through the YouTube video, I'll actually have a video that you'll be able to watch here now, going over through it for the messages features and stuff like that. And custom friends list might be handy for some people, but like everything that Vec just named out there as a feature is something that only tiny subset of the PlayStation people are
Yeah,
ever going
personally,
to
the
use.
only feature I will be using is probably the black notification, and that's all.
Yeah, that's the one I immediately set it to, and I'm never going to go back onto it. The only other feature I'm ever going to use is maybe the streaming comments to on the VR helmet now. I think that's very good because I streamed Resident Evil 7. I think that would be a very popular game to see the reaction of and stuff like that and interact with.
Well, going
But
back on what you said, we don't know what they've added in the background that could be. But again, this is just guessing. This is just no, that this isn't based on anything particular. This is just me hypothetically speaking. But they could have added something big in the background, and they're just waiting to announce it. Didn't Sony recently say they're at Paris Games Week? Haven't they got a conference or something coming up there soon enough? Maybe again, just hypothetically speaking, they may announce something there, and then release a very tiny patch to unlock this big major feature.
a lot of people were saying that the PlayStation Now is supposed to come worldwide and be integrated with PlayStation Plus, and that 5.0 was supposed to be the one that was going to implement that change. I currently live in a country that doesn't, where PlayStation Now isn't available, which I think is a little bit crazy because, I mean, Ireland, and a lot of people probably aren't sure about the geography of Ireland, but there's a part of it up north that's basically connected to the UK, and so we're on the same landmass, and if I go 90 miles north of me, I'd be in a country that supports it, and I'd be in a postal code, and I could set it up and I could get it no problem. But just because I live down the south, I just can't get it. So that means that they're just not bringing it to countries that are supporting it really well. So I don't. I like it that was supposed to be one of these main features that come with it, and I haven't seen anything. They did have boost mode, and they never said anything about that, but that was revealed once people downloaded the beta. People have downloaded the beta, and I've been using it, and nobody's found anything. So, like I said, unless it's some kind of surprise that they're able to activate on their end, like maybe the PlayStation Now pop-up sign just appears out of nowhere for everybody.
Possibly.
I remember back in the day when Netflix came to PlayStation 3, I was actually offline. I didn't even have my PlayStation 3 connected to the internet, and it just appeared on my XMB, and I couldn't believe it. I thought it was witchcraft. So I think I think it could I think it could happen again.
Just to say, this is just speculation. This is just us hypothetically speaking. This is based on nothing. This is just based on us hoping that something big will come out of this big update, the big 5.0, because 5.0 version 5 of the PlayStation software, you'd think they would have added something.
Yeah,
big.
new numbered software is basically reserved for a new software version, like an overhaul, you know what I mean? Like, and every other overhaul that Sony have done in their history of PlayStation 4 has at least been a little bit more significant.
Yeah, as I said on Twitter, this feels like a 0.5 of an update, really. Just a tidy up, just an addition. But yeah, we'll see. You never know.
No standout features. Like the only thing that standout feature we can recommend for people is literally changing the trophy notifications back to what it was before, a few software versions before, you know.
And the clock in the
And the
corner.
And the clock. Oh,
Delete.
wait. Notifications on
Yeah, I was
movies.
saying you can.
Yes.
Yeah, you can also see the notifications when you go into the quick menu, and you can delete them from there as well. So, but that's
I can check my downloads. Yes.
yeah, this is all nothing, you know. Like saying, so it's pretty disappointed me that the most thing I'm excited about was just reverting back to the older software version or something. So I think that says a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so the last piece of news, and this is just last minute. It's Life is Strange Before the Storm trophies just went live, and something seems off.
Boo.
We got one trophy, which is a gold trophy called I think it's called Farewell. It's um, it's a
Yeah.
bonus episode that is exclusive to the deluxe version of the game, and it's not on the base version. So that means that if you want to 100% the game and the trophy list, you have to buy the deluxe version. Proceed.
What I think here now is from the offset you would think that we'd all be pitching up or getting out our pitchforks and oiling them up and stuff like that. But when you think about it a little bit more, I think I'm definitely kind of like I'm not really too happy with it. I think it is bullshit really, but like what I think is going to happen is that this is probably just going to be some episode that like I mean exclusive. How many people throw that around now and say shit is exclusive nowadays? It's not exclusive. Nothing is. It's probably going to be something that's going to come out a week or 2 weeks or months later, and it's just going to be free to everybody.
Like limited edition or collector's edition or whatever it is, and it's just a bonus or an additional episode. And to me, when I first read this story online, I was a little bit annoyed, but now I've investigated it more and had time to think, it doesn't actually really bother me because this is the same argument as, and I said this on Twitter this afternoon. That's like complaining that you don't get the platinum trophy after doing the very first or at least 4 out of 5 episodes of a Telltale season. This is, of course, at the moment you have to pay extra for this edition to get all episodes, but any of these episodic games that come out, whether it be the previous Life is Strange or any Telltale games, how quickly are all the episodes on sale on PSN? Like within mere months, you'll have the entire season pass for £15, £20, or
Yeah, but it's
equivalent.
not only that. It's weird that a small DLC game like that got a deluxe edition. Like if they're producing something, they could all put everything together.
I'm not
Like they
surprised at
still
anything
put
in
like
the gaming world now, man.
yeah.
They slap and they
Like
it's just
for me, it's
money
10
right there.
Canadian dollar more expensive for one episode. Like $10
I wasn't
is a
going to
lot
get it
for one
anyway,
episode.
and once I heard this, it's not
Yeah.
really kind of made me want to get it anymore. So by the time I was ever going to pick it up in a sale or something like that, I'm sure this issue will have resolved itself, you know. Or either that, if I still know that if I buy like the base game on sale, I'm still not going to get a platinum out of it because maybe I have to buy the €1 version extra or something like that. Maybe that's just something I'll do, you know what I mean? But the issue that I have with it is that in this instance, they've told a line that can seem fine depending on your viewpoint. But if this sets that kind of preference going forward, then a lot of people could take this line a lot further. And then where are we then 5 years down along the line? You know, so
I got
that's the
two.
only thing I'd be worried about.
But this
I'm
is already
worried.
being done with in-game content anyway. Trophies just seem to be the last thing that's been done. What you buy a special edition or a collector's edition of, I don't know, just off the top of my head, Destiny, and it comes with like more raids or more strikes or guns or clothes or cosmetics. It's the same kind of thing. They're just carving it up to sell higher tier copies of the game. This is not particularly new. It's just new that they're doing it to trophies in this instance.
Yeah.
They've been carving up games. Publishers carve up games all the time, or adding pointless pre-order bonuses, such as like a golden gun here, or an extra level, or a challenge map. It's just the same kind of thing. Just pushing for that extra couple of pounds out of you, or your equivalent to it.
Pre-order numbers for their sales team or whatever.
So basically, this is definitely just some kind of marketing ploy. it's one trophy for finishing this bonus episode, which then unlocks the platinum for it. No doubt there will be the standard edition on PSN, and then later on there'll just be the deluxe edition, which will come with like, and I'm speaking generally here, like when you see deluxe editions on PSN, they come with themes and
There's an
wallpapers.
exclusive outfit. You can change Chloe look, so you can have an exclusive new mixtape mode. You can design your own playlist from Life is Strange license, and the bonus episode for $10 or whatever. So you have a new outfit. So you can play Barbie with Chloe. I don't think they... Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Well,
I got a
Yeah, I wasn't
bit
gonna
of
buy it anyway,
worry.
so
I'm a bit
There-
worried because people will actually buy just to 100% the games, and like that has said, it's a marketing ploy. Maybe people will actually buy the deluxe version just to get a platinum trophy.
no, I don't think. Well, yeah, we can't discount that
I'd
possibility.
do
But
that
people
definitely.
really like this game. People really enjoyed Life is Strange. So of course they're going to be pushing the all the different kind of merchandise and different editions on the sequel or prequel or whatever you want to call it, because people really do like this game. It really resonated with loads of people. You see how many people enjoyed it. So
Yeah,
of course they're going to buy the
one of
tricks.
the one of the comments here from someone here, SSG Punish, and I'm gonna call it out here just for everyone. It says, I think you'll start to see this a lot here in games. I was gonna say that kind of already seen it in a few games that developers are doing this, because it happened to me already. I think it's just it wasn't as brunt or as forced on you as this at the very start. Did anyone play Sleeping Dogs on PlayStation 3? Did anyone get that platinum?
No,
On 3, on
Okay.
4 I played it,
Okay,
and I
well,
had
no
all
PC.
included.
yeah, you might recognize the problem here now with, but 4 and on the PlayStation 4 version, Sleeping Dogs had all the content, so you could do all the DLC, so it wasn't as much as a problem. But if you played the base game on the PlayStation 3, you got to a certain point where you complete the game, but there wasn't enough missions where you could fully level up your cop side. I think it was, or maybe it was the other
Yeah.
side. It was the triad side, I think it was, and the only way to do it was to keep replaying a certain mission like over and over again constantly, or you could pay $2.99 to get a DLC and get it in 10 minutes. A lot of people from a
Wow.
lot of the forums that I were on, a lot of people were just like me. Trophy hunters were like, I'm not grinding this for 40 hours, let's just pay the DLC. But we all recognized and came to the conclusion that the developer must have done the game like that, because there was no replay options for like in the open world to level up your triad stuff. And the only way you would have combated it, was if you had wore a certain outfit that had a multiplier for triad when you did all the missions from the very start of the game. Like, so if you didn't do
Yeah.
that, you would have literally had to purchase the DLC at the end.
Yeah, in the PS4 version, I think because all the stuff was unlocked already, or mostly unlocked, and had all the DLC. Yeah, I wore that combination of clothing to get the cop side up quicker, but also I had to do the DLC packs as well, which were already installed, but I had to do them to get the cop side up to the maximum level. So if they weren't there, then yeah, I would have either been stuck grinding or have
Yeah,
to
the
play
OG
over
game,
again.
or you'd have to purchase the additional content on PlayStation 3. That's exactly what I had to do. So, like I said, it's not as upfront as the Life is Strange, but the developers have done it before. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it again then in the future. Now that's happening again.
Hmm.
I just have
But
one question though. Uh, will the Life is Strange trophy list actually be just for the deluxe version? Will be a different version, or is it just the same between both versions? That's the question I'm having.
we'll have to see when PlayStation profiles post a list of two different separate lists get posted. I mean, they should have just done what is normal done. You can have your platinum, and then you have one little extra DLC pack with one little extra trophy saying you've completed the bonus episode. And that rounds up to 100%. But you can still get the platinum if you just purchased the very base game. But obviously, they've just decided, fuck these guys, I'm gonna get an extra few dollars out of them. I don't know. So, it depends, like I said, because I honestly think that maybe a month or 6 weeks after it, the episode might just go free anyway. And by the time I ever want to come around to start playing it, I'm sure it will be resolved anyway. But I hope it doesn't start a bad precedence in the future.
I don't know if we can fit one more article. We got news on Yakuza 6 coming on March 20 and next year. But that's about it. News that we can fit in.
Okay,
Right.
perfect. Now, the next section comes up saying that there was some new release trophies for some new games that have come out. So have you been planning anything on there, Void?
The new release. I was sure we finished the new release right now because I had Undertale, but we speak about it earlier a lot.
I'm just bringing up the list now to have a look what we can look at. Well, we already mentioned Jak and Daxter, and from what I can remember from that, and as Claire, as you said, it's a pretty straightforward platinum trophy. There's just a few annoying parts in it, just because it's an old game, really.
Yeah.
The,
PlayStation 2 version kind of games straight onto PS4.
Mhm.
Take a bit of getting used to because they didn't do controls good back then, boys. I can tell you that. There's not. I
there's
think
also,
yeah.
just saw one here. I noticed it on the store actually. Paranormal Activity, the Lost Soul, basically, and there's a trophy list for it. Looking at it at the moment, no one seems to have the platinum. It's one you can tell this is going to be a shoddy game, at least from the trophy list. It's all golds and one platinum. The last game I played, that had all golds and a platinum was awful Terminator Salvation on PS3 years ago. That game was horrendous.
I
It was
avoided
so
that game.
bad.
I avoided it. Yeah.
It's dependent on the difficulty because one of the trophies you finish the game in hardcore mode, depending on how hard it is.
Jesus.
But
Yeah,
I like
depending
those
on hardcore
trophy
mode.
lists with only gold and platinum. I thought sometime that we should start a PSN account and you get trophies, but only from the game that doesn't have bronze trophy. So you try to get as high in the leaderboard, but without bronze trophy. It will be perfect game for that. Just a couple of them.
We already spoke about Undertale. We already mentioned that the trophies are very easy. Has anyone here played it, platinumed it, got close to platinum it? Any? I mean, on for the PlayStation platforms it's come out on this week. Has anyone had a go at it yet on Vita or PS4?
Nope.
Not yet. Not
No,
yet.
I just see from the trophy list that other people have mentioned as well that it's pretty much. Here we go. We've got 31.25% on the
Yeah, it's super
platinum.
high.
It's basically just, from what I've heard, you mostly get all the trophies as just you play through automatic, and then you have to donate money to Dog Shrine, certain amounts to it. But yeah, everything's pretty high percent on here, and 31% is high for
Massive.
platinum.
Yeah.
By the way, the dog shrine is in Papyrus's room. Besides that, I'm glad they did not further incentivize the endings to the game. I'm actually glad they did not do that because it would be disastrous, horrendous if you give a trophy, a reward for actually getting to the genocide ending in Undertale, which is unimaginable for me. I wouldn't
Yeah.
reward that kind of stuff.
But if we, I know the dev, like, read a little bit on the internet, doesn't like too much to influence people in their way of playing the game, so they let you. I think that's the trophy list really represents his opinion about influencing the gamers that play his own game. Is you just have to complete the game, and you, I almost feel like the donation, the money is almost like just filling the
Yeah.
places for trophy to get the platinum
Because
because
there's a lot of them. There is a lot of
yeah,
donation trophies.
and it's not that hard, it's not challenging, it's just to fill the gap, just put those trophy there, and he doesn't want to influence you to get this genocide ending or whatever.
Yeah, in the PC version, there's no achievements, there's no trophies. It's just you just play the game. I was actually quite interested when they released it on the PS4, or when they announced it. I was like, how are they gonna do the trophies? At least like the cutoff point is on just before the point of no return. So if you get you will get the platinum by then. But I am very interested how many people will actually finish the game because I'm not sure if you fellas played it, but Tesla Grad had the same problem, which had to collect all the scrolls, which were really god awful. And after you collected all the scrolls, you don't actually have to beat the game in order to get the platinum. And after that point, I don't know how many people have actually beaten the boss.
I can speak. I will speak honestly. I didn't. Once I got the
I
platinum,
didn't.
I enjoyed the game, but once I had the platinum, I sort of had enough of the game. All that. I posted a video on, or retweeted a video, or sent Claire a video. Remember of Tesla Grad, the teleporting section?
Maybe.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And you spoke to me about that and how you had a hard time with it. After doing that, I had my fill of the game. I had more than enough, so I just got to the platinum and I just left it. I have no problem with the game. I enjoyed the game, but I had my fill of it at that point.
You see, I finished just like Rad, but it's because I really enjoyed the art style and the game a lot. So I decided to go for it. But there's other games that do that, like Jazz Punk, for example. I didn't finish the game in Pop, but Undertale for sure I'll finish it because I think it's a game I will enjoy a lot and it's
Oceanhorn
really
as well.
interesting.
You don't have to fight the final boss to beat
Yeah,
the game.
Oceanhorn. That
I
terrible
actually
game,
recommend doing that.
Albedo, you don't have to finish it either.
Albedo, yeah. Nobody will finish that.
No. I did it twice and I still
You've
didn't
named
finish
two
it.
games there that I've finished and got the platinum more pretty much at the end, and that was Jazz Punk and Albedo Eyes from Outer Space. I'm pretty sure I got to the credits and got the platinum for that. Got close enough, even though it is probably one of the worst games I played ever.
Hey,
Don't
at
spoil
least
the ending. Don't spoil the ending. Nobody's finished it.
I can't even remember the ending, so it doesn't matter. It's been blanked from my mind.
Okay, great stuff. Well, we're going to go into the next section, which is actually one of my favorite sections that we're going to be doing here now, going forward, and that's the tricky trophy section. And that's just basically the segment where we look back on our trophy collections as some of the most challenging, the rage-inducing with gameplay, or the most boring grinding trophy you've ever had to endure. So I'm going to start off here with Vic, and I want to ask you, what was the tricky trophy this week for you?
I got two of them. I got one for Rockhound. Get all the blast shards from Infamous 1.
Oh,
Yeah, let's start off great. Okay, so this was I have a story to tell. When I got Infamous 1 was actually from a suggestion from my cousin at the time. We got I got a PlayStation 3, so he suggested I play Infamous, and I got it, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Made it until the first island, and then I just stopped playing it. A few years later, I just pick it up again, play it, uh, complete the good ending, then play the bad ending, and then I decided to go all in at the platinum. I was so naive back then that I could just get the Rockhound trophy so easily. And then I realized I forgot to track every single blast shard. So I was stuck running around like an idiot, getting every single blast shard I could find and pinging the R3 button like it was no tomorrow. I got that trophy, and I think I have it right here. It's a proud moment of my gaming history.
I really did enjoy the Infamous games, and I wasn't really too privy to the first one when it came out. Anyway, I didn't really know about it. I was only exposed to it, so to speak, was when PSN went down in 2011 hack, and it was one of the free games, one of the compensation games. I picked up that and Wipeout HD, not HD collection, Wipeout HD at Plus Fury. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I will tell you something that's similar to that in regards to the blast shards. And when you mentioned tracking, it actually awoke a really old memory when I was playing both Infamous 1 and 2. And I've done this not just with Infamous, but with other games that have a large map. What I did is I found a map online of someone had made of all the locations of the blast shards on the game's map. And what I did is I imported it into my into a Photoshop on my iPad, and I drew a grid over the map, and then I did the map grid by grid section, highlighting it out, going along the map.
Sounds like work. That's why it's a tricky trophy.
Each quadrant.
Yes.
It was the best way to track them. The first game doesn't have that kind of tracking upgrade like the second one does, where you can ping, and or at least it does if I remember, but it's not as good as the second game. I really can't remember, but I also did that with I think Mafia 2, LA Noire, just places where you've got to find physical collectibles. I would grid the map off and search for it that way.
Well,
It's a
Definitely is a
hard
tricky
life.
trophy.
It's a hard life trophy hunting. You
Yeah.
know it is.
Yeah, tricky trophy.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. So I've not got the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 3, the first Infamous Platinum, although I have all the others. And I certainly won't be going back to get it. No way.
I got that. There's like a 4-year gap between the first trophy and 2 years ago I got it, and you can see it right there. If you look up at my trophy list, you can see 2011, 2010, 2011, 2012, and then you see like a gap between that, a large gap, and then you see 2015 is just the Rockhound trophy.
Present me hates past me for not enduring it back then. So I'm gonna currently endure it. So forget that.
Besides that, the other one I was going to talk about was Airbreaker from Wipeout HD. I almost broke my controller in half doing that one. The trophy reads reach zone 50 in subsonic in mode on any track using only the air brakes and the side shift, and all the sensor controls must be turned off.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that. That game, I had no intention of getting the platinum anyway. I was just mopping up whatever trophies I could. But those zone levels, I couldn't. I'd get to maybe 20 at absolute best, and then just be pinging off the sides and exploding. Those are games where I'm not in it for the trophies. I just like playing them just for the races.
Fun fact, I did this in Syncopia, which is the easiest track you can actually do it. You can also do it in Alofa Pass, which is fine, but Syncopia was a godsend. It's just a straight track. It's just run around in one circle. And when I reached zone 50, I was at zone 49, and I was like in 5 health. So and you're going super fast. So if you hit a wall immediately after, you get like torn apart. So it just destroys. But when I actually got to zone 49, I was like, I gotta get this done. I don't want to break this controller in half. And I died at zone 49 between the zone 49 and zone 50. So I passed zone 50, died, and I got the trophy. That was so relieving, but I fucking hate that trophy. I will never, ever, ever repeat that. I don't think it's in the PS4 Omega version. Is it? Is this trophy in the Omega?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked it.
I will never, ever. I really don't want to do that again. Anyway, that's about it. Those are my 2 tricky trophies.
Oh,
okay.
Sounds great. What about you, Dizio?
I've only got one. Pretty recent game, actually. Claire, you've played this as well, but Oceanhorn. This is the fish sticks trophy. This is to catch one of every type of fish. Largely, it's not actually a problem. There's maybe 5 types of fish in the game to catch. I'll start with the first version. I did PS3 version first because obviously that's the one that launched first. The fishing mini game to me is kind of pointless, really, other than for the trophy in the game. It doesn't add anything to the game, doesn't really do anything other than just being a separate mini game. And you have to catch different types of fish, and they're very easy to catch. Basically, you're just looking down into the sea with your fishing rod, and the fish go left and right, and you mustn't let them go off the sides of the screen, or they get away. And then you just land them. Basically, they have like a little health bar. I think I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's very easy to land them. But there are 2 types of fish in the game that are hard, and one of them is very tricky to get. But some people seem to have better luck than I did. One is the ghost fish, and what that does is it reverses the controls. So left is right, right is left. So when you're trying to land the fish left and right, you have to. When I did it on PS3, I found turning the DualShock upside down. Sorry, not PS3, PS4. Turning the DualShock upside down, so that way it is naturally inverted because you're holding it upside down. I found that easier
technique
to do
Wow.
because you just you can try it on the Vita version, but it's turning the whole Vita upside down. probably why. But I didn't have that much trouble on the Vita with the ghost fish actually. But the main fish is there's like a robot fish. It's like on the last island in the game, and
Yeah.
what it does is not only is it very tricky to land because it's so fast, it also shocks you periodically and reduces your life. So the fish does kill you eventually. So you're
Over
kind of on
time,
time.
yeah.
It's technically a time limit because it zaps you every, I don't know, like 2-3 seconds. And even if you have maximum heart containers, which if you haven't seen Ocean Horn, it's a Zelda clone. It makes no bones about being a Zelda clone, and I really like it. It's a good game. Whatever, people often sneer at it for being a Zelda clone, but I don't think it's. I think it's fully aware of what it's doing as a game, as the visual style of it. Yeah, so even with maximum heart containers, it can be very frustrating. And on the PS4 version, I'm pretty sure it took me 2 hours to land just this one robot fish. On the Vita version, I think it took me about half an hour to 45 minutes. Again, I think it's just pure luck. I think it's just the way the fish wriggles around on the screen left and right is just random. You will come so close to getting it sometimes, and other times it will just not budge at all. So just random, it seems. And that is the only trophy in the game that will give you any difficulty on Ocean Horn. Every other trophy is really, really easy.
A quick question, Daz. Is this the Ocean Horn? I'm looking at the screenshots right now. Isn't this the mobile port that got to the
Yeah.
PS4?
The iOS mobile game port. It's a very good
Yep.
game, though. It's a good game.
Yeah, very well
Okay.
made.
Oh, I have to try it then. It's on the iTunes, so I can just download it and play it.
Well, there's
Yeah,
trophies on PlayStation
Yeah.
Oh,
3 and
yeah,
PS4. You forget
I
where you're
recommend
on.
it for either PS4 or Vita. It's really, it runs really well on both versions. I think I preferred it more on Vita actually because it just felt, because it's a mobile game and the way the screen is designed, it kind of felt more at home on the Vita. But each to their own. It looks great on PS4 as well. The visuals are really nice. It's got that kind of.
It's a
wind-
game that sounds really cool. I will probably like to try this game. There's so many
go
games
for
to
it.
play.
I definitely
It's
recommend
crazy.
it.
There's too many
Absolutely
games.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. That's my tricky trophy.
Yeah.
And Void, what about you?
Yeah, today I want to talk about Overwatch because Overwatch is a game that I loved so much, and it's a game that I gave up on the platinum too because I think some of the trophy are so tricky, and you need like the perfect setup and to be super lucky in games. Even if I play more than 300 hours of this game, I was missing a lot of trophy, and one in particular is Rapid Discord that was bugged at the beginning, and I'm not sure if it's still fixed or just really hard to get because I played a lot of Zenyatta all season 2. You basically need to get 4 kills or assist in 6 seconds in quick play or competitive. It doesn't sound too bad, you get a lot of assists and kill all the time, and yeah, I feel it's one of those trophy that if you don't have the resource of a trophy hunter, you will probably never get, because I managed to get it with nice Discord server and people boosting the trophy, and that's the only reason I go back to the game too. It's because if you want to get this platinum, you need boosting session. I don't know, you Claire, how long you've played the game before, or you did everything by boosting, but
No, let's see. That's what I was going to say. I had I was lucky enough to get one of the fastest earners because I played it the second it came out. So that was really
yeah.
and it was still really, really hard to get all those trophies. It's one of the hardest platinums I've ever gotten. Because basically a lot of the trophies require you getting a kill with the character's ultimate, but sometimes you have to kill the entire team and everything. So it's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy trophy list. But you're right. The Rapid Discord was glitched at the start, and there was also another trophy that was glitched that nobody could earn, and that was just for like winning a match or
But there
with
is one that is glitch right now too, like Orisa, the new Orisa. There is no people that have earned one of the trophies since the 20th of June, and they still didn't fix the trophy. There's
Luckily,
people
that's
that
a
have earned it
DLC
before.
trophy, so it wouldn't.
Yeah,
it
at
wouldn't
least
stop
it's a
you from
DLC, but
from the platinum. But like when I started, because it was brand new, not a lot of people knew how to react to characters. But now that it's been out for so long, it's a lot
Yeah.
harder to get those kind of stuff. So
my last trophy was killing 4 people with Enzo Dragon, and I should have got this trophy so much earlier. I didn't get it because I didn't play Enzo, but it's so hard to get 4 kills. It's not assist, it's kill with the dragon these days because everybody run away from the dragon. So
Every
you don't boost
every
it,
trophy in that list is a tricky trophy, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was very, very fortunate and lucky that I didn't boost any of them except for 2 trophies, so I got all the other ones legit. But that was only just because I don't think I would have been able to do that now because, like I said, a lot of people know the game inside out and the characters inside out. So I think it would be very
I
hard
think
to
I
be
boost 4 or 5 of them
Rapid
because
Discord and Lucio, the wall riding
yeah,
Lucio.
the floor is lava.
Yeah, they're
It's
the only
horrible.
2 I couldn't do legit, so I did those
Yeah.
2
So
with a boosting group in Discord. But then there was another trophy that was glitched at the very start, and then they
Yeah.
released a patch. I literally downloaded the patch within seconds, jumped on, got the very last trophy, and was one of the first earners of the platinum. Just purely because I had every other trophy before that. So
Yeah, that's
But-
pretty cool.
extremely hard
Speak-
trophy list.
Speaking of Floris Lava, there was one GIF I saw about someone getting it legit by just wall riding in front of the Volskaya Industries capture the points.
I can tell
They
you, I
just
tried there
wall
for
ride in the
hours and
front,
I tried there for
and then-
hours and hours. It's so hard though to get a lot of people. Like it's so circumstantial every single thing.
especially if May is just like blocking the entrance.
Especially if you have trolls. And now that you have season play, I think a lot of people have moved on to that rather than quick play. So I think it's gotten harder over time, really. So, but it's a definitely any trophy off that list. I think is a tricky trophy. But
Okay,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
I got last minute news. Blade just sent source on the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Legacy announcement trailer for the PS4. It's coming on next week, actually. Yeah, next week on Friday. It's a port, I think, of all 3 games. I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Nord Ultimate, no, 4 games. Ultimate Ninja Storm 1, 2, 3 Full Burst, and 4 Road to Boruto. It's coming with all the DLC and yeah, no wait, it says that not all the DLC will be included in this collection. Let me see. Yeah, I should leave that for now. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Well, there's just one more section I wanted to talk about here now. My tricky trophy here, the one that I chose was it was a trophy for Final Fantasy X. I think there's a few trophies you could pick from that to be tricky, but the one that I chose was that there's a chocobo race, and you basically have to ride a chocobo to the very end, and you have to collect balloons along the way, and your time has to be 0. So like you have to catch enough balloons to have your timer reset to 0. And the chocobo,
Oh, wow.
the controls are horrible, and it actually actively moves against you in different directions and everything. So it's a pretty rage-inducing trophy. If anyone's played it, they definitely, if they've gotten the platinum, they definitely know. But that's the tricky trophy that I chose anyway. It took me ages to get. It's a hard one, trust me.
The Chocobo, and what was the other one? The Lightning, right?
Yeah, that one's not too bad because there's actually you have to get like you get hit by lightning in this section of this area, and you just have to dodge it 200 times in a row. Sounds really hard, but there's actually a certain circle of repeated pattern that you can run around. That if you do that, the lightning will always hit at a certain section. So it's just kind of rhythm. If you've got very good rhythm, you'll just be able to hit X like X, X, X like that, and then you just have to do that 200 times. Whereas if you walk anywhere else in the area, the lightning
Just
strikes are
have to do
random.
it 200 times.
Yeah, no, sounds like that, but I mean, trophy hunter shouldn't be daunted at stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but yeah, I think, like I said, it's a tricky enough list. I chose the chocobo one because I think that just took me way longer. Whereas there is a trick to the lightning thing, but there's no trick to the chocobo stuff. I know people that have said that they haven't been able to earn a platinum because they haven't been able to do that one trophy, which is a shame.
30 of the 30 nobles have been impressed.
Sounds like yeah. I think that's for Final Fantasy 9, is it?
Yes. I see that all the time. I still haven't played the game.
You haven't played Final Fantasy 9?
I I have not played a single Final Fantasy game, unless you count Chrono Trigger, but I don't think people count that as a Final Fantasy game.
No,
I
I'm
never
with you
played
as
Final
well.
Fantasy 2.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, both of you guys. Then I've never touched a Final Fantasy game. Just not interested. I'm sure they're fantastic games for those who are well into those type of games, turn-based battle and RPG elements. But I'm not a big fan of like RPGs, um, like JRPGs, turn-based battle systems. It's just not for me. So I've always kind of steered clear of them.
I am
Claire's
shocked
gonna-
and outraged, so we're just going to move on.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
The last section, just to finish off here, is just a little bit about the news about the Discord thing. Manny has been updating the leaderboards, and they're looking good so far. It'll be updated. You can check it in the pinned menu. We have a bit of an idea going forward with this podcast, and I wanted to put it out there for all you guys to check it out. But when we upload it, we're going to upload it to a few different places. One of those new places is now iTunes. So if you're listening to us on iTunes, you can check it. We're live there. The other main platform will be for YouTube. So if you're just interested in the audio section of us, you're better off listening through iTunes. But if you're going to watch it through YouTube, or you're not listening to us here live within Discord, on YouTube we're going to have the view of my Discord, so everyone can see the chat that we do in the podcast channel. We also are going to add some gameplay elements into it. So if you have a clip of a game that you played that week, or a tricky trophy that you've done and earned and you've recorded on your PlayStation 4, you're going to be able to send that to us, and then we'll put the footage over to the podcast then for anyone who watches it through YouTube, they'll be able to see it through the videos. That's something that we're going to experiment.
Thanks to everyone who keeps listening to us. Thanks to everyone who keeps sharing information about our podcasts across their social networks. And if you do subscribe to us on iTunes, please feel free to leave a review, a rating, and also let people know as well that keep sharing information that we are also now available on SoundCloud, iTunes, and we're working on making the YouTube channel and YouTube videos for this podcast much better. So thank you anyway. Thank you for your support so far. I'd just like to say.
Definitely. Yeah.
Also thank the lovely audience that's hearing now and live.
Yeah, they're definitely make a huge part of it as well. So I think it all comes together, and it really makes it. And that's also kind of ties into something I was going to say here now, that you've basically, like, this is everyone here on this podcast. This is our second podcast here now. So that kind of, yeah,
Third
Oh
one.
no, sorry, live. Yeah, you're correct. Sorry,
Oh,
our
yeah.
third podcast, but our second live podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're all kind of getting to know each other now, and it's kind of getting a little bit better now. Next week, hopefully, we're going to have the very last of the community organizers there, so everyone should have gotten used to the mod team and be used to it and stuff like that. So after that is done, I'm not too sure people have realized it, but we are planning on having one open rotating chair. At the moment, that rotating chair is just being filled by everyone for the mod team, so that you can get used to all of us and know who we all are. Once we all kind of cycle through that, our episodes, we'll allow members to come on, so they can get in touch with me or any of the members of the mod team if you want to actually come. If you want to express interest in appearing on a podcast episode one Friday, definitely get in touch with us. So, like I said, that chair will be open soon enough. I think after the next podcast episode next week. Shingo's the only one that's left to get onto the podcast, so I think that'll be very interesting to get some of the members' opinions on something and to hear their tricky trophies as well.
Absolutely.
So there's not too much updates now. Usually we kind of finish the trophy leaderboards towards the end of it, and we announce it. But it's looking like every single month we bet our numbers for the previous month, and it looks to continue that way. So great job. Also thankful to the guys that the change that we made last week was that we wanted to keep the trophy challenge room a little bit cleaner and only post platinums, and everyone's been doing that flawlessly, and so I think great job on that as well.
Mm-hmm. Now people are reacting. If now we're having double digits now. Yay!
Perfect. Well, that's all I have to say about that now on the leaderboards and stuff like that. So if anyone has anything to add, they can end it on this.
No, I think we can just wrap up. Really, I think we've covered all bases for this week.
Yay!
Well, perfect. Well, as ever, this will be live soon enough here now on the platforms. And if you're listening to that, give us a rating, a subscribe, or a follow, and a review, and let us know what you thought. Any feedback is definitely appreciated. And of course, join in to our Discord server. Catch us and interact with us live throughout the week and stuff like that, and get to know us a bit more as well.
Mm.
Perfect. Well, from
Right.
me, I'll see you guys. Keep on trophy hunting. Take care.
Where can we find? By the way, before we go, where can we find all of each other on Twitter?
Plugs.
I'm
Claire, where
always,
you at Twitter?
yeah, same place I've always been, Claire88 Gaming.
You can find me on Twitter at Dazeel, DAZEEL.
You can find me on Twitter at PVT Void.
And you, Vic?
And you can find me at my Twitter, DVictronic. Can I plug something else before we leave?
Certainly.
Might as well.
Okay. I just finished up a final pet project of mine, which is I already posted on the PlayStation Bros. I write three new sections of articles. One is from the bargain bin. The other one is Critical Box, which is my really proud of the new one, which is about Murder Soul Suspect. And the last and finally, not least, it's let me pull it up right here. I forgot. I write a lot, so and the PS write up, which is a monthly recap of every single one of the PS Plus that is not coming new with new updates, trailers, and everything. That's about it.
Sounds great. All those articles and all that will be available in the gaming news channel on our Discord as well, so definitely check that out from the Vic, his latest content. So that's it from all of us. Like I said, hopefully we'll be speaking next week and we'll have a lot more trophy tales to tell each other. And we'll be following up with the trophy news next week as well. So take care from me and keep earning those platinums. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya, guys.